Hello everyone, myself Arvahita, Assistant Professor of CSE Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I am here to explain a few concepts of the subject CS 8601 Mobile Computing. We are discussing the Unit 2 here, that is Mobile Telecommunication System. The topic explained here is GPRS, that is the General Packet Radio Service. So first let us know what is GPRS. Okay, for that the objective of learning this topic is to understand about the concepts of GPRS. So that is General Packet Radio Service. Okay, so GPRS, that is the next step towards more flexible and powerful data transmission, which avoids the problems of this high speed circuit switch data by being fully packet oriented. The General Packet Radio Service, that is GPRS, provides the packet mode of transfer for application that exhibit the traffic patterns such as frequent transmission of small volumes. Example, the typical web requests or the infrequent transmissions of small or medium volumes. For that, it is an example of that we have the web responses. Okay, so according to the requirement specification. So for the new GPRS radio channels, the GSM system can allocate between 1 to 8 time slots within a TDMA frame. The time slots are not allocated in a fixed predefined manner, but when it is demanded only it is allotted. So all the time slots can be shared by the active users in the case of uplink and downlink as allotted separately. So allocation of slots is based on the current load and the operator preferences. The GPRS concept is independent of the channel characteristics and of the type of channel and does not limit the maximum data rate. Okay, so all the GPRS services can be used in parallel to conventional services. So the GPRS includes several security services such as authentication, access control, user identity, confidentiality, and user information confidentiality. The GPRS architecture introduces two new network elements which are called as the GPRS support node, which is shortly called as GSN, and which are in fact routers. Okay, all these gateway support node, that is GPRS support node, are integrated into the standard GSM architecture and many new interfaces has been defined. Okay, so the gateway GPRS support node GGSN is the interworking unit between the GPRS network and the external packet data network, which we call it as PDN. So this node contains the routing information for the GPRS users, which performs the address conversions and tunnel data to the user via the encapsulation technique. So the GGSN, that is gateway support node. Okay, so gateway GPRS support node is connected to the external networks. Example, this networks may be IP or X.25 oriented via the GI interface and transfers the packets to the SGSN, that is serving GPRS support node SGSN, via an IP based GPRS backbone network. So that interface we call it as GN interface. The other new element is the serving GPRS node, that is SGSN, which supports the MS, that is a mobile station, via the GB interface. Okay, so this SGSN, for example, when it requests a user address from the GPRS register, which we call it as GR, so it keeps tracks of the individual mobile station's location, which is responsible for collecting the billing information, and the HLR, that is a home location register, and stores all the GPRS relevant data. So this is the GPRS architecture reference model, which shows the connections between all the nodes, all the parts. Okay, so this MS is the mobile station, BS is the base service station, and SGSN is the service support node, GPRS support node, and this GGSN is the gateway support node, GPRS support node. Okay, then PDN is the public data network, MS we know mobile switching center, home location register HLR, EIR is the equipment identity register, VLR is the virtual visitor location register. Okay, so all these are the GPRS architecture reference model. So as shown in the diagram, so the packet data is transferred from the packet data network via the GGSN and the SGSN directly to the BSS and finally to the mobile station. So, this mobile switching center, which is responsible for the data transport in the traditional GSM we know. So, it is only used for signaling in the GPRS scenario. Okay. So, before sending any data over this GPRS network, this mobile station must attach to it the following procedures of the mobility management. So, the attachment procedures includes assigning a temporal identifier called a temporary logical link identity, which we shortly call it as TLLI, a ciphering key sequence number CKSN for the data encryption. So, all these things should be attached with this as procedures for the mobility management. Okay. So, for each mobile station a GPRS context is set up and stored in the mobile station and in the corresponding SGSN. So, besides attaching and detaching this mobility management, it also comprises the function for the authentication, location management and ciphering. Okay. So, the following figure which shows the protocol architecture of the transmission plane for GPRS, and all the data within this GPRS backbone, that is between the GSMs, is transferred using the GPRS tunneling protocol, which we call it as GTP. So, this GPRS tunneling protocol can use two different transport protocols, either the reliable TCP or the non-reliable UDP. The network protocol for the GPRS backbone is this IP, that is Internet Protocol. So, to adapt to the different characteristics of the underlying network, the subnetwork dependent convergence protocol, that we call it as SNDCP, is used between the SGSN and the mobile station. So, on the top of this SNDCP, that is the subnetwork dependent convergence protocol, and the GPRS tunneling protocol GTP, the user packet data is tunneled from the mobile station to the GGSN and vice versa. To achieve a high reliability of packet transfer between SGSN and the mobile station, a specific LLC is used which comprises of ARQ and FEC mechanisms for the PTP services. So, this is the GPRS transmission plane protocol reference model. Okay. So, this reference model, we have the mobile station based service station and SGSN and GGSN. So, all these UM, GB, GN, GI are the interfaces between the protocols. Okay. So, a base station subsystem GPRS protocol, which we call it as BSSGP, is used to convey the routing and quality of service related information between the BSS and the SGSN. So, BSSGP does not perform any error correction and works on the top of a frame relay FR network. And so, this finally radio link dependent protocols are needed to transfer the data over the interface. The radio link protocol RLC this provides a reliable link, while the MAC protocols access with the signaling procedures for the radio channel and the mapping of the LLC frames onto the GSM physical channels. The radio interface at the interface needs for the GPRS, which does not require any fundamental changes compared to the standard GCM. So, this is a question which could be asked related to this topic. Thank you.